Everything was really, really good until I was 15. I was expected to get good grades at school. I wanted to go into the police force. And then one night on a way home from a clarinet lesson, I was raped by 3 local men. And that's basically what turned my life upside down. I started to become destructive. My parents didn't know what was going on, started self-harming. Whenever I offended, whenever, say, I'd been walking around for 3 hours, I'd end up like putting my fist through a window or something. I wouldn't then run away and hope not to get caught. I was hoping to get caught. So I'd stay around the area where I'd either broken a window or set fire to something, wait for the police to turn up. So I think I was in some ways trying to say, look, something's really bad's happened and I really need some help, but I didn't know how to say it. Everything started happening for me basically. My confidence grew because I was having to go and do gradings and answer questions to the examiner. So I was actually having to speak to people, I was having to perform in front of people. It turned me into what you'd call a normal person, I suppose. I went out to work, I learnt to drive, everything, my whole life just changed. I started teaching for my instructor under a franchise in 2004. Working in primary schools as after school clubs, leisure centres. I then left to try and start it all on my own. Rather than doing it as a franchise, I wanted to do it on my own, and it was at that stage that my CRB started to become an issue, because before that everything was done under my instructor's name. I was just an instructor under him. So I started to approach schools and leisure centres to run classes how I had been for like 5 years for my instructor, and no one was willing to accept me. I was always honest right from word go with the schools. I've sort of written out a portfolio with all my achievements, my students' achievements, and was always honest about the fact that I'd been in a lot of trouble when I was younger and why I'd got into trouble and how much Taekwondo had helped me and that I want to do that for other people. But no one was ever willing to take the risk, as they'd put it, to let me teach in their schools or leisure centres. It makes you feel like giving up everything that you've worked hard to do. Obviously I had loads of proof, loads of references from lots of parents that have been teaching their children for years. They're all happy to leave their children with me. Pretty much all of my students that ever compete have competed to national and international standard, and it does make you feel like just throwing it all away and just going back to training and forgetting about the teaching. But it's my life, and I've got to the stage where I've got to start to fight that now, and to prove that my past is what it is, the past, and isn't the present.